I had to climb up. You know how the bunk bed is.
Yeah.
That was what Bazi told me that was supposed to be my bed. And it was strange, but my brothers told me you have to manage because here you're on your own. Forget the fact that we are here.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I brought this, so brother know this, sister know this, mommy know this.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
I'll pick up the chunks from the beddings and take my bag. I couldn't afford a thing. There was a day I got stuck in Dubai. I did not have transport fare.
Oh my God.
I slept in
You slept in Union.
So without wasting time, I opened my boxes because I told you I came just with few pieces of dresses and I start selling.
I participated in a lot of difficult times, emotionally, because of the times I wanted to commit suicide.
Right? Yeah. So I actually sent 3 million CF for France. Yes. And they made me a 1-month visa.
I applied a lot. If you know what 8 months look like.
I've been for 17 years, my dear, without a job. Yes, right.
So,
as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same.
And the policeman was like, okay, they have agreed that in the morning they'll give you your passport and your money and you leave immediately. I was like, I'm fine. And in fact, in everything you do, if you see it not working, involve the police. Because immediately I came back in the morning. They gave me my money and my passport and
you had to leave.
Yeah, I left. Okay. Then I accepted another I went for that visa change, came back. 6 weeks again, no job. Then we were having 3 months visa.
Yeah.
So 6 weeks again, no job. I knew visa change was coming. And I really thank God for my brothers because they made me to understand if you must go for visa change, we are not paying the entire sum. You need to bring something. Yeah. You cannot just be a liability. So I knew if visa change is coming, I have to do something. So I accepted another nanny job, 1,800 Jehovah. In Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
It was a family of 6, husband, wife, and 4 kids. But there was also the mother-in-law in that house. I remember that guy, the children were already in love with me. Everything was fine. So he really wanted to get my papers done and everything. Remember, then I was still 23. And this is one thing I'll forever be grateful as well for the Cameroon government. No matter how people try to condemn them, for that, I'm grateful. This guy needed to process my Emirates ID. And there was a particular document that they said they needed approval from the Cameroon government that at that age, I could work for him as a maid. And this guy brought my contract. He was only like, sign here, sign here. I was like, no, I'm not a fool. I'm not an illiterate. I know how to read. Please, can I read this contract and know what I'm signing? He said, no, you don't trust me. You'll be working with me for the next 2 years. And you don't trust. I said, I trust you. But trusting you doesn't mean I'm just going to sign a document without knowing the content of that document. He was still just insisting, sign here. I told him, sir, if you will not let me read, I will not sign. So the wife and the mother-in-law were like, who is this one? Reading what? They didn't accept that I should read, so I did not sign. The guy sent the documents then we didn't have a consulate. He sent my documents to Saudi for approval. I remember one morning, because whenever they will call him when he's at the office. So I'm at home, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm taking care of the house. So we were never able to connect. So he decided to connect the house phone to his office. So when they call, he will listen to our conversation. So when that guy in Saudi, I don't know whoever was that person, when he called, he was speaking in French. He asked me, "Tu comprends français?" I said, yes. Then he said, at your age, now in Cameroon, we do not permit our young girls to work as maids. So find a way and leave that place. I said, okay, I've heard you, thank you. When my boss came home, he was like, I don't understand that language. What was that guy saying? I said, oh God. I said, he only said he's going to sign the document and send. He was like, okay. So I told him, the guy said we should exercise patience, that the document is coming. Yeah, because I needed that 1,800. They had already given me my first month's salary. I gave that salary to my boyfriend to go for visa change.
Okay, we'll come to that. You gave it to boyfriend to go for visa change, and then you were suspended.
My own visa change was coming in 2 weeks.
That kind of love never locate me in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah, you gave it. Continue.
Yeah. So I was already becoming desperate.
Okay.
Because I knew visa change is coming.
Okay.
So if I should tell this guy that these people don't want me to work for them,
They will not pay you the second one, yeah.
Remember, I had 6 weeks visa. So when I completed 1 month, they gave me that salary. I had to give my boyfriend to go for visa change. Then I came back to continue working.
Okay.
Now, when it was time for visa change, God so kind, it was during this time of Ramadan was coming in days. This lady was already in love with me. She wanted me. Then I was acting like a fool. I was acting like a senseless person, like I know nothing. Then when they look at my age and the fact that I'm acting like an ignorant person, they just knew they could do anything with me.
Yeah, definitely.
So they finally decided that since they're waiting for that document, they will give me that contract to read. When I went through that contract states that wherever they're traveling to,
you're going with them. Okay. That's why they needed approval from the Cameroon government.
Yeah. So I was like, did I tell you I want to go to Pakistan? Because these were Pakistanis, but these are educated Pakistanis.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, I cannot sign this. I cannot do this job. But I had just 2 weeks, so I needed salary. So I had to sign because that guy had already told me they will not send the document. So I knew this signing is a waste of time. So I signed it and gave them. So they knew, okay, she will stay. I completed that 2 weeks. It was time for visa change. These people, for them, they don't know much about visa change.
Yeah.
So they were like, do you know how to go about it? I said, yes, because I've already done visa change before. So I know what to do.
Okay.
This lady said, okay, since we already like you, and our children like you, we love the way you do everything, we want to keep you. So I'll give you your 1,800. You will go for visa change, come back and work for 2 weeks to complete the 1 month. I was like, God, thank you. That's how...
You went for the visa change?
When I was leaving that morning, okay, before I even left, I remember one morning, the mother-in-law that was in the house, she came to me. She was like, I don't understand. Why are you insisting to read this contract? I said, because I can read. And if I read, I will understand what I'm signing. She said, does it mean you went to school? I said, in Africa, sending your kids to school is like a competition. If your kids are not going to school, it's like you're a failure as a parent.
Okay.
So she was like, but it's not like this in Pakistan. In Pakistan, you even beg people to go to school for free, but they will refuse. I said, no. Where I'm coming from, every parent is doing everything possible to ensure at least you can read. She said, oh. So when she said that thing to me, she also said, but if you can read and write, why don't you look for even a secretary position? Why this?
Yeah.
Now, when she said, why this? It made me feel like, hey,
there is more to you than...
Yes.
If your employer can say that.
Yes. So I have never forgotten what that grandmother said that day. So when I was packing my things, I wasn't going for visa change. In fact, I packed everything and left it in the room because they sent a driver from the office to come and pick me, to take me to the office to get my passport, because my passport was already with my employer.
Okay.
To take me back to his office, get that passport, then drop me at the bus station where I could take the bus and come to Dubai. I told you that was in Abu Dhabi. Now this driver was an Indian. When I entered the car, he wanted to start the car. Then he was like, sister, are you coming back? This question. I was like, what do you mean? I said, yes, I'm coming back. He said, no. All the ladies that have been working in this house, when they go for visa change like this, they don't come back. So why do you want to come back? Are they treating you well? At your white rice attire. When he asked me that question, are they treating you well? You stand like a soldier, supervising these people as they eat with their family. God forbid. Never. I can never encourage someone to be a nanny, except you say you can really not do any other thing. Now, when this guy said, if you know you're not coming back, go and bring your suitcase. The way I left that car, I went into the room and carried my suitcase, put it in the car. We went to the office, took my passport, he dropped me at the airport, and he was like, sister, bye-bye, go and look for your life. Yeah, no, he was sincere about it.
Definitely.
Because he said the boss is not treating his employees well, so they always run away.
Okay.
He asked me a question, didn't you meet suitcases in that room? And it's true. I had about 2 suitcases there. They were for different ladies. So I got to the bus station, took my bus and Kale Wale, went for visa change. That was when I cried at that ladies park.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, enough is enough.
Okay.
I need to think for myself and no longer those CVs that they gave me.
Okay.
I had to go for my own. And that was it until I got my job. And
Okay, so how many visa change did you go in total?
I'll say 2. I'll say 3 because the visa I came with, I changed. I got another, then I went for visa change, then went for visa change again then.
So apart from those side hustles, because I would not call that employment because you're just trying to do that to keep up with you not having an actual job. So apart from the side hustles, how many employments have you had?
I'll say 4 in 1.
Okay.
Yeah, in the same company, so I keep renewing the contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the same job position or they're changing the positions?
I would say same job position, but I have done a few things for myself that one day when I'm ready. Yeah.
Because the next question is for that. Actually.
When I'm ready, I'll just jump. Okay. I'll jump and pass.
All right. So you have worked in the present company for how long?
I'll say this is my 4th contract with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you've worked for 6 years with them.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So you stayed in bed space for how long?
I was in bed space until 2021. Okay. Because I left bed space when I got pregnant.
Okay.
So
oh, you have a child?
I have 2 kids.
I don't know about that.
I have 2 kids.
Okay.
I have a boy and a girl.
Okay.
My daughter she's 3 now.
Okay.
Yeah. By September she'll be 4.
Okay.
So, and my son is 13.
Are they here?
No.
Okay.
My son, I had him in Cameroon. My daughter, I had her here.
Okay.
And she stayed here for 9 months. Okay. Then my mother-in-law came. My mother-in-law stayed for 6 months and a few weeks. Then she took the baby home.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. But you are working in a school, so why can you not just let her school here?
Yes, but it's an agreement between
family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the housing was, you stayed in a bed space from 2017. From 2017 right up to 2021.
Yes.
Then when you got pregnant, 2021, then you had to...
We took a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stayed in that room until when my baby went back home.
Okay.
That was in, let me say, 2022.
Okay.
And then we had to move again because I told him, when I got pregnant, I told him I would love to stay very close to the school so it's easy for me
to work.
Yeah. We had to go just 3 minutes away from the school.
Okay.
So it made things very, very easy for me. And when she finally went home, I said, okay, now we can move. I don't want to hear it. It's like I'm always at work. So I want to go a little bit far away. So we moved again from that room now. At least now we have our own apartment. And
that's cool.
Things are getting better.
Yeah, that's cool. So the next question is, can you describe your profession and how you got there? What I'm trying to ask is to help someone that is watching this on the kind of certifications that you got, the kind of skills that you acquired or it's required to do your kind of job. You can be helping someone out there. So just give us a recap on how your profession is and how you got there. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, when it comes to you being an assistant teacher, or let me say a childcare assistant or a SEN, or now there are so many categories. It all depends on what you want. Now when I got that job as a childcare assistant, now I was asking those colleagues, those ones that I felt like could give me the information I needed. I'm like, these people are French people. So sometimes I'll be like, are there some formations that I can take that can enable me become an assistant teacher?
Okay.
Because for them, let me say, God so kind, our school is one of the highest paying schools in Dubai.
Yeah.
Because they pay, I don't know, I'm not allowed to say this. I wanted to say how much they pay assistant teachers. Now, when I was
You can just say approximately.
Yes, they pay them roughly, they can even pay 7, 8 and more.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So when I asked a few of them, what can I do? They kept on laughing, but they never gave me the information I needed. So one day I still felt frustrated. I'm like, why are these people not telling me
the truth?
The truth. So I went back again online. I was like, still searching jobs in school and how to acquire certifications that can enable you upgrade.
Yeah.
Then I saw SEN, I saw, let me say LSA, I saw ABA, I saw RBT. I was like, okay. And before then, in French, they call them AVS. We have them there. I remember there was this particular French AVS, Leila, that one I can call her name. Sometimes she will come to me, she will be like, Martha, tu es encore jeune. Il y a des autres choses que tu peux faire. Like, there are things you can do, you must not be only this. So I was like, okay. But sincerely, back then, when I came, the mindset was only make your 1, 2, 3 million, buy your land, build a house, and that is it.
Yeah.
So whenever they will talk about all these courses to take, I'll go back to the people that brought me. I'll be like, I want to take courses, I want to go back to school. Hey. There was even a family meeting because I was insisting too much that I wanted to go back to school. But now I'll say the mistake I made was I was supposed to ignore all those people and even cut them off if possible in order to do what I needed to do, because that was what I was supposed to do as at that time. Because I ended up doing it several years later. So it made me feel like I wasted years. Because then I had people who were willing to pull me. I remember there's this lady, Nadia, she was in charge of extracurricular activity. There were times she would be so angry. She's like, everybody was angry about my age and what I was doing, and the fact that despite my age, I could take care of kids very well because at least I had a child of my own. So I could take care of them. When it comes to safety, I was good. I was managing the situation. So this lady could not understand. But at the end of the day, I was still emphasizing, your background should not define where you're going to.
Definitely.
If it means cut them, cut them.
Definitely.
Don't think twice. Voila. Me now, my younger self of 5 years ago, but it's never too late. That's what I tell myself. I have a goal and my eyes are just on my intention. That is it.
Okay, so which job role were you hired to fill?
Okay. Now, when I got that particular, what we do is in our own school, we are 3 adults in a class. So there is a teacher, there is an assistant teacher, then there is a childcare assistant. But now the role of assistant teacher and childcare assistant is the same. The only thing is within you, you know there is a difference. And let me say the pay as well is different. Another thing is, I don't really want to judge anybody because, you know, passport as well, because our colleagues have the passport. So usually when I kept on insisting, like when I got my own SEN certificate, then I went for cash level 2. I went to the HR, I presented everything, then I was like, okay, I was requesting that I get some financial increments based on the fact that I have at least acquired a certificate. And this lady, no, then it was a man, it was a Filipino. He told me, Martha, have you forgotten the passport you have? I was like, is it about the passport or the work we are doing? Because we still have extracurricular activity. And no, let me not mention how much they pay for extracurricular activity. Yeah, that was it. When I started, I didn't have any certificate that I presented.
Okay.
So anybody can do childcare assistant. Just anybody.
Okay.
As far as you can take care of kids, you ensure they are safe, you can assist them eat, you know,
Then over the years, what have you grown to from a childcare assistant to?
Yeah, like I said, I have taken cash level 2. Then I have taken LSA. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So what level are you at right now?
Now I can say I can work as, let me say, an ABA.
Okay.
Yes, that's applied behavior analyst.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that. And I can work as an assistant teacher. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me get to this one.
But one thing, when I checked online, like the pay for TAs in schools, I was like, it's not encouraging.
Okay.
Because usually as a TA, you're expected to have your own visa. But here, TAs are expected to have their own visas.
Okay.
But childcare assistants are not expected to have their own visas. So this company provides that.
Yeah.
But in other schools, the pay for childcare assistants here is the pay for TA. And it's even more.
Okay.
Because I remember there was a lady that called me for one interview when I was like, what's the pay? She gave me 500 less than what I'm receiving now. So I was like,
there's no need.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you one golden question.
Okay.
Based on your skills, your education.
Okay. 30 minutes already again?
We need to finish with this one. Honestly. Okay. Okay, so let me ask you one golden question.
Okay.
Based on your skills, your education, and experience, how much would you believe you are worth in the UAE job
as
market?
of now? Okay. When it comes to
your skills,
my skills,
education, and experience of 6 years, what do you think is your worth
as
in the UAE job market?
Yeah. Right now, I would say my worth is between 5 to 6K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you're selling yourself short, or you are equating yourself as per the UAE job market?
I would say I'm selling myself short.
Why should you sell yourself short?
Well, I'm actually doing that because I'm limiting myself.
Why would you limit yourself in a land of vast opportunities?
Again, I cannot really explain that.
Okay.
Because you can feel who you are from your inside, from your spirit man.
Okay.
And sometimes I really, really cannot explain it. Like, you can beat yourself that, but I'm worth more than this.
Okay.
And it's unfortunate because sometimes even people around you will tell you this. But yet, I'll still say it. I am limiting myself. But may God help me.
Okay. So throughout this journey in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, in the past 6 years, were there moments that you thought you've made a mistake coming here?
I would say it's only when I had not gotten a job.
Okay.
That was when I was feeling like maybe Dubai is not for me.
Okay.
Yeah. But first, I am not an ungrateful person.
Okay.
I know how I was managing back home. So when I finally got a job where I could pay my rent without stress, I could eat, I could at least send something back home and still save something.
Okay.
I don't see any reason why I should be ungrateful.
Oh, okay. Having lived in Dubai for 8 years now, if I'm not mistaken, what valuable lessons have you learned first about yourself?
Well, I'll say do not be timid.
Okay.
Because if you're timid, the people around you will notice and you can get into trouble because maybe you cannot express yourself. Especially with the fact that I'm working with kids where maybe an accident can occur and these kids can lie.
Yeah.
If you cannot express yourself properly, you get into trouble.
All right.
Yeah. And usually the company will not be able to defend you because you're there to ensure the kids are safe.
Okay. So what valuable lessons have you learned about other people?
Well, people always have their own opinion of you. So, as a person, never you let their opinion affect you. It's their opinion. It should stay with them. But now, you should always ask yourself, this is what they are saying. Because I've discovered we don't gossip back home. We gossip here. Oh, God.
Because it's a melange of many nationalities.
Yes.
Yeah.
The gossip out here is on another level. I've never experienced it. And I mean, you can be smiling with someone here and the next second, they're already whispering to another person about you.
And something disgusting sometimes.
Yes. So just let them have their opinion and you focus on the fact you know about yourself.
All right. And 3, what valuable lessons have you learned about life?
Do not limit yourself. Yeah.
Because sometimes the limitation starts from reading.
Yes. That's why I'm saying my value is at this stage because I am limiting myself. I know. And I'm working on that by the grace of God because I know you can only solve a problem when you identify that there is a problem. So I know. Because I receive calls, be it on social media, in real life. I have a few colleagues who are following me on my platform.
Okay.
And the day some of them discovered, they were like, Martha, you can communicate fluently. What is your problem? Yeah. So I was like, you will not understand. But another thing is, don't rush life.
Definitely.
Yeah, I want to grow. I feel it in my spirit. I will grow, but I don't want to rush it. I'm trying to avoid mistakes, though I know you cannot totally avoid making mistakes, but I'm working hard to avoid making some mistakes. Yeah.
Okay. So what does success means to you?
You know, to me, success is being satisfied from within. It's not about material things or a job or it's not about material things or a particular kind of job. If you're satisfied with who you are, satisfied with the mistakes you made yesterday, and you know the person you're becoming, that's success. Because it means you have a vision and you're focused on achieving those dreams. Where you are is not satisfying. You want more.
Okay.
But you know you're getting there. But now, let me say, if we want to define success as having 100 million, 100 million can vanish in a day.
Definitely.
But now, if you know how to produce 10,000 every month, then you're a successful person.
Okay. So would you consider yourself as being successful?
I am not there yet.
Okay.
But by the grace of God, I'm getting there because being successful is all about how you feel from within.
Okay.
So I still have a lot of work to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people will say they stayed focused, they were very intentional, getting to their goals, that's why they are successful. So what yardsticks of success have you used over the years, 6 years, right?
Yeah.
To make you to be at this point where you are at life present?
Okay, I would say intentionality.
Okay.
I have just been intentional about not letting myself and my family down.
Okay.
So, and since I have goals, I'm trying everything possible to see how I can realize them.
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously, it's all by you upgrading yourself.
Okay.
By taking courses.
Okay.
Even if it means you need to change the way you look physically.
Okay.
If it means you learning other languages.
Okay.
If it means you even going back to school or changing your circle of friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
All right, perfect. Do you think your journey to success would have been different if you went to other nations like US, UK, Finland, Sweden? You know the big names, right?
Lie, no be lie. I will never be ungrateful. Never. See, we all have our stars, or let me say our gifts.
Definitely.
Now, you coming, like, there's nothing God can do that is a mistake. So I can never say if I went to the US or UK it would have been different. First, I have been someone that has always loved to travel to different continents. Though I was back home in Cameroon, I had never traveled, but I always tell people I want to have my babies in different continents.
Okay.
I want to be a continental woman. That's how I used to say it.
Okay.
So UAE is the best place for me, and UAE can be the best place for you if you want it to be the best place for you.
Yeah.
Because you know there is power in our tongue.
Definitely.
And most people are out here in the UAE and they keep complaining unnecessarily. You find someone that has only ordinary level. No, they are not taking any other courses.
Okay.
But yet the way they complain, maybe they even have a job and they are taking even 2,500 dirhams.
Definitely.
But the way they will complain. So sometimes I ask myself, wait, were you expecting that you will leave your home country without any educational qualification and come and just land a job of 1 million? I don't understand. So if you know you're out there and you know you are not qualified educationally, you're not qualified mentally, you're not qualified physically, calm down and allow Jesus to use you. Well, see, calm down and allow Jesus to use you. See, sometimes, in fact, I've come to realize in life, it's not all about making millions.
Definitely.
Even if you have your 1,000 salary, what do you do with it? How do you manage it? If you realize the fact that you're always giving your family 300 dirhams every month, and it is instead pulling you backward, cut them even for 1 year.